dump. The warm weather is finally here in Victoria, and that means it's time to get ready for summer, and that means it's time to shave. Or if you're like me, to not frickin' bother, because who cares? This week, we're all things that we didn't shave. I didn't shave my bikini line, because I'm never going into a bathing suit out in public anyhow, so what's the point? Joining me this week is a pair of unshaven legs.
Old Navy tights are cheaper than razors anyway.
And an unshaven chin.
Yeah, I've been working on this for about 3 months. It's gonna come in any day now.
An Albuquerque television news crew had their truck stolen while they were on location doing a story about crime in Albuquerque.
Imagine it went down like this. Somebody's walking by, overhears the report they're doing, is like, oh, have I got a surprise for them?
I'm not entirely unconvinced that it wasn't premeditated. One of those situations where the criminals were like, where would they least expect us to make some crime?
Or it could be a concerned citizen getting wind of the report and is like, oh my god, I can't let it get out that Albuquerque's a dangerous place. I know, if I steal their truck, they'll never be able to tell anybody.
If concerned citizens are committing crimes in Albuquerque, then what chance do the actual criminals have?
That would explain why crime's increasing. You've got concerned citizens and actual criminals competing to see who can do the most crimes.
God damn it, Vinny, the mall walkers have beaten us on petty larceny. Look at the scoreboard, they're way ahead. Call up Tony and get him to knock over some mailboxes and kick a dog or two. Yeah.
Well, there you have it, Albuquerque. We cracked the case. If you had just asked us in the first place, then you wouldn't have had to send that news crew out there and their van wouldn't have gotten stolen.
A Pennsylvania woman has been jailed for reckless endangerment after she fired a gun at her husband because he wasn't listening to her.
This is a prime example of why no one should ever hunt down or marry a manic pixie dream girl. They're fucking manic!
Yeah, you think it's gonna be good times and trading mixtapes with like Father John Misty and Mac DeMarco on them and milkshakes at 3 in the morning because why not? And it's all good like that until also it's, oh my god, there are Smurfs coming out of my ears at 5 a.m. and hey, you need to let me inside so I can light your couch on fire.
In all seriousness, a gun is a bit extreme. I mean, the most severe thing I've ever had to do to get my husband's attention is dangle a little bit of camembert in front of his face.
All these boys are like, I want to date a manic pixie dream girl. That'd be so magical and wonderful. Yeah, it's great until I hear you telling me, oh, my girlfriend was like, oh, I got my dog taken away, but now I'm going to pretend this can opener's my dog, so take it for walks, okay, or I'll know. Or, hey, I've just changed my name to Glitzy, so you have to call me Glitzy now. If you call me Julie, I'm going to punch you in the throat. Or, hey, let's have babies.
The lesson here is, stop dating these people. They always find weapons.
Holy shit, what is going on here?
Dude, I grew up in a northern logging town, and there were a lot of crazy people there, and they got dates anyhow because there was a very small pool of people to choose from. And it's not just girls that do this kind of shit. Guys do it too. They just don't have a whole genre trope that celebrates their insanity as like an adorable wackiness. Also, do not date people named Glitzy. That Glitzy thing is 100% real.
Look, I just grew up wanting to be Matthew McConaughey in Failure to Launch. Instead, I think I've become Matthew McConaughey in Dazed and Confused.
Well, at least you're not McConaughey in the second Chainsaw Massacre movie. Things did not work out too well for him.
Wait, Leatherface is now a manic pixie dream girl?
Well, I mean, technically McConaughey was one of the killers in that movie, so it doesn't really apply to the situation. However, I'm sure there are manic pixie dream girls that will go after you with a chainsaw, so yes!
A Rhode Island company that makes jewelry out of human breast milk has been ordered to refund its customers and return any breast milk it has been sent for failing to deliver on promised product.
I know I'm going to regret asking this, but how do you make jewelry out of breast milk? And why?
It's not even one place that makes breast milk jewelry, it's so many places on Etsy that make breast milk jewelry. And then I looked up the process and now my curiosity and my appetite are gone. Basically, you send them some breast milk and then they put your tit juice and resin and then they carve the resin and make you like a heart or a locket, except it's got some of your breast milk lodged in it forever because it's a keepsake. That's why we invented fucking cameras, people! Anyhow, that's what they claim to do, but what they did was take breast milk and then never make products.
Oh, well, at least they didn't ask for it back because they needed it to feed a small human.
Here you go, Tommy. Just eat this chandelier earring for nutrients. This isn't murder.
So while Beige and Ash were doing their lines, I thought, hey, I hate myself. Let's learn more about breast milk jewelry. So I did some Googling, and I found a CBC article from April 2013, which means this has been going on for way longer than it should have been. And within that article, they describe what it is, and they have this quote from Mommy Milk Creations. They say that they plasticize the breast milk, and it's a 5-step process that takes 6 to 8 weeks to complete. And shop owner Alicia Mogavero, whatever. Shop owner Alicia Mogavero, a mother of 3 from Rhode Island, told the Associated Press last week that she fields at least 20 queries per day, and that has sold to mothers in the UK, Japan, the Philippines, and Australia. Do you know who the owner of that shop that just got shut down in order to refund money and all of that breast milk is? It's one Alicia, whatever the fuck her last name is. That's her. She went from CBC infamy to now she's in the AP. She's moving up in the world, up the chain of news organizations. Ah!
Heather, my wife, who's an excellent crafter, informed me that you can just make resin jewelry by using an ice cube tray, which then made me think, why even bother with the resin? Why not just use the ice cube tray and freeze breast milk and make tit milk ice cream? What did I just say?
Or you could just, like, put cow's milk in resin and send people that, because it's breast milk, doesn't matter. Just the milk from the tit of something, right?
Or she could have just sent out white jewelry because who the fuck is going to check?
Oh my God, Blitzy, we've been scammed. We gotta get a DNA test on your Booba Juice charm bracelet.
And on that visceral mental image, it's time to call this episode of Feed Dump to a close. But remember, there may be better sources of news, but they probably actually don't exhaustively fact check as much as I do. And they don't have Ash, they don't have Beige, and they don't have this hat, which is an authentic Milwaukee hat from Milwaukee, the good land. And it includes a bottle opener on the brim of your hat, so you can always crack into a cold one. Sometimes I just don't have anything to say. It's just like, this is this hat. Let it wash over you. You know what? If you had my breast milk for like 2 years, which is the case here, you could keep it. If you had breast milk or any fluid that came out of my body for more than a day, you could keep it. I don't want it back.